What's up, all about the Birds Nation? This is Birds, Beers, and BS. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing. Let's get this shit show going.
Let's do it.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM.
Because
and
nobody
when you
sees
have
Howie's vision.
no, Howie's a freaking moron, and there's a reason why.
Howie, you got a moron.
Are you gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro!
What's up, all about the Birds Nation? This is another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS. I am your host, Jeff Warner, alongside my co-host, Peanut, as always, and of course, Party Doll Dave in the background.
Yep.
We are powered by our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown. You can check them out off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown. They're open Monday through Saturday, serving you their delicious Italian cuisine that includes pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and much more. You can check out their daily and game day specials today, especially sports and football right around the corner. A lot of great deals to get your party going. Available for pickup or delivery. You can order today by calling 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Again, 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Make sure to tell Vinny and Caesar that the Birds, Beers, and BS crew sent you over. They will treat you like family with some great food and service. So we appreciate their support. We appreciate everyone's support here on the Birds, Beers, and BS show. Appreciate everyone that does tune into our program. Again, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing. We have Twitter. We have Facebook. We have YouTube. We have Instagram. So make sure, again, like all those platforms. Leave a comment. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a negative thumbs down. You think we suck? If you think that we don't know what we're talking about or disagree with what we have to say, let us know. We love viewership interaction, and we love people that tune into our show. But
Absolutely.
Peanut, how's your week been going?
Busy at work. I'm glad Friday's here. I could actually have a beer without looking like an alcoholic. So looking forward for the rest of the weekend. How was your week, man?
And it's been going. So I'll say, but it's definitely a better week than our Philadelphia Eagles. Once again,
here we go.
Look, it's preseason. I know that, but
yeah,
you would have thought that we would have put up a little bit more of a fight. Look, the Eagles were embarrassed by the Patriots Thursday evening, 35-0. They fall to 0-2 in the preseason, and I get it. Look, there's no Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Miles Sanders, I think, had like one or two carries in the football game.
Right.
Devontae Smith is coming back from an injury.
Timing wasn't there.
You
Right.
got Joe Cool Flacco coming in.
Right.
And people want to exaggerate and say that he should be our starter. If you're thinking that, please don't be an Eagles fan anymore. We don't need any type of.
You said don't be an Eagles fan anymore.
We don't need any type of that negativity. We don't need any type of that delusional mentality that thinking that Joe Cool Flacco on the tail end of his career is better than what we have with Jalen Hurts.
I agree. So 100% agree. Plus, we didn't have Kelsey,
they
Johnson.
They took out most of the starters on the offense after I think the first or second drive. They didn't start any of the most of the starters on the front four when it came to the defensive line.
Right.
So we were in there with Milton Williams and Ridgeway. They started a little bit of the back seven. They didn't have Darius Slay back there, but I don't know what Nick Sirianni is thinking. We were all expecting Jalen Hurts to come in here. Apparently, he did have
diarrhea.
Some type of he had a stomach infection. They sent him to the hospital. They got checked out. Everything came back positive, or like nothing came back serious.
Right.
He came back negative for COVID, and they didn't want to put him out there. They didn't want to risk him on being ill, rushing him back, or going out there making bad decisions, possibly injuring himself. I get that, but as an Eagles fan, it was kind of disappointing because, look, There's only 3 preseason games. The season is a little bit more than 3 weeks away, 2.5, 3 weeks away, whatever the hell it may be.
You're right.
And we need to know what we have with our quarterback. We need to know what we have with our offense. We finally got all the pieces back in place.
Yep.
And people want to criticize Devontae Smith for having a subpar game, two or three receptions for like 20 yards.
Right.
Look who was throwing him the fucking football.
Yeah, some of those balls were behind him. Some of the balls weren't placed right. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Joe Flacco is not a guy that's going to be able to stretch the football field. He's not going to be. He does not have the arm strength anymore.
You mean Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco?
And even when he was in his prime, he was never a real gunslinger. He was never a guy that could throw the ball deep down the football field. Luckily, he had some speedy receivers in Baltimore with Torrey Smith, a former Eagle. Mm-hmm. He had Ray Rice out of the backfield. He had that spectacular defense. He had Jacoby Jones. So he had some speedsters, but he wasn't a guy that you really relied on with the deep ball.
No.
As you've seen here, he's a guy that dumps it off or
he's a manager.
Short intermediate passes. Yeah, and and on the stat sheet, it looks good.
Right.
But remember, they scored 0 fucking points with Joe Flacco, with Nick Mullins. No matter who the fuck was out there as far as our fucking quarterback and whoever was out there as our offense, we did nothing.
Stunk up the joint.
And look, our backups, they showed out there.
Yeah.
They fucking suck.
Yeah, they showed why they're backups.
Nick Mullins, look, I don't even know how the hell this dude is a fucking NFL quarterback. The fact that he got any type of playing time last year with the 49ers, I don't fucking know.
Listen, it's just preseason.
It is preseason, but one major injury away, and that's the one thing.
And that's what we got to look forward to, right?
Exactly.
Yo, that fucking sucks.
I understand most of these guys are most likely not going to make the roster, or they're going to be camp bodies, special teams. That's where they're going to make their living. These are not everyday down NFL players.
Right.
And I understand that, but that's the one thing that this team lacked last year, even with the expectations of us making the playoffs or possibly going to the Super Bowl. The lack of depth and the lack of quality players behind our starters, and it showed last night. We don't have a lot of that.
No, we do not. It was all around a shit show, though. It wasn't just the guys, depth guys. Some of our starters didn't look great either. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith actually looked pretty all right. Route running, his route running was there. He was getting off the line of scrimmage. The ball just wasn't getting to his hands the way it should have. Lackluster game 2 for us. Nick Sirianni looked pissed on the sidelines, which is confusing because the whole week, all they've been raving about is how great the practices have been for the Philadelphia Eagles. And to see this shit, what the fuck?
And I think that is why they held out a lot of their starters, because look, Sirianni, they do not want to risk injury with a lot of key players. Guys are coming off injuries from last year, a lot of contributing veterans on this team. They do not want to risk injury in a preseason game, which is why the NFL and these teams and the coaches, they love these joint practices.
Right.
Because you're able to get these guys together against other competition other than teammates in practice, see what they can do in a controlled environment where you're not going to be able to see the playbook's not going to be out there on game tape.
So do you think these new joint practices have become pretty much the new preseason in coaches' minds?
I believe so.
So basically, preseason is just something for the fans to go watch. It's not necessarily
the fans and also the bubble players. These guys that you don't know if they're going to make the roster. Some of those guys that are on the outside looking in.
Right.
And a lot of these position battles.
Yeah.
And especially we have a lot of depth at certain positions. Most of them we don't.
Right.
But like at running back, they did release Kerryon Johnson this past week, which came to a surprise, but not a surprise. A guy that didn't step on the football field much in week 1, and if he did, it wasn't with the starters or the second team offense for the most part. A guy that hasn't been out there in practice to show what he can do in front of the coaches.
Right.
A guy that's been dealing with a nagging injury, and injuries in training camp and preseason, they can kill a guy's career because they're not out there to show what they have. Right. They get cut. They can't get picked up. Most of these teams already have their roster set, and they're sitting out a year, and it's difficult to come back from not being on a team where they're picked up halfway through. So,
and a running back rich team at this point. Like the depth at running back, I think, is one of our strongest suits right there. So
and a guy that has been surprising and turning some heads has been Jordan Howard, and right now he looks like to be your number 2 running back behind Miles Sanders.
Yeah, rightfully so, though. Rightfully so. Like I said, man, look, preseason. If preseason is changed into this, basically to show the specter, and then joint practices are actually what they're looking forward to, then what's the point of doing the preseason anymore? Let's just do joint practices. Revenue. Yeah, that makes sense. Money.
Yeah.
You money hungry motherfuckers, yo. I'm telling you, because I mean, what they put on the field yesterday wasn't worth paying to watch. You know what I'm saying? I watched 2 quarters of it and I was like, this is horrible, man. So if it's all revenue, man, then yeah, I see why they would try to milk it, but it really holds no weight as to what your team is going to be.
Revenue, and you still want to see what your guys can do on game day and in a game type atmosphere.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And not all teams and not everyone in the NFL are benching their starters or not playing them as much. It's not the traditional back in the day where the first game, the first team would play maybe a series or 2.
Right.
Second game, they would play maybe a quarter to half, depending. The third game, they would play at least a half, maybe into the couple of series into the second half, and then the fourth game, no one fucking played. It was all the bubble players and guys that were trying to make the roster.
That shit was a dookie bowl.
Now with this. Teams, they don't feel that they need to put a lot of their starters out there, which is kind of disappointing, and it can come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, especially with a guy that hasn't had that many snaps. This is your fucking starting quarterback. Like, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that's what pisses me off the most about it is, like, we still don't know what we have with this guy. Like, let's face it, the guy hasn't played that many quarters for him to sit, allegedly, and I don't even know if this is true, to be sat out during a game. Maybe he was sick. I don't know, but it's kind of funny that some of these other starters weren't playing either. So it's tough. It's a tough call, man.
Especially for a team like we brought up last week that is trying to find their niche, trying to learn a new offense, get their groove going, especially for the start of the season. And again, this is still an offense that did not play very well last year. Granted, we were banged up along the offensive line, but we were very experienced at wide receiver, which we still are. Yeah. Our number one leading receiver in receptions in a career is freaking Greg Ward, who's right now I think your fourth wide receiver, maybe getting a little slot time. Yeah. You do have some quality tight ends and the offensive lines out there, but we don't know what we have, and we want to. As an Eagles fan and someone following this team, you want to see what they can do. Practice is practice,
right?
And I understand that's where you're gonna figure out your kinks and figure out your mistakes and reevaluate and fix them,
right?
And that's ultimately where you grow as a player. But as a fan, I want to see what they can do on that football field.
Absolutely.
And in 2 games, week 1 and limited participation. The first team played okay. They played pretty decently. They were able to move the football a little bit, got a little bit of points.
Right.
The defense shut the Steelers out for the most part, but this week, Jesus Christ.
This was the shit show. Yeah, it was pretty awful, man. But like I said, I think the problem with us as being fans is we tend to go either we're manic fans. So
we want results.
We want results, but let's be honest. Like, what results are we going to get in a preseason game? Like,
I wanted to see what we had with Jalen Hurts. I wanted to see what our offense can do, especially having our number 1 first-round pick, Devontae Smith, in the fold.
Well, you see,
I want to see going up against a genius like Bill Belichick, a guy that has won 6 freaking Super Bowls, and I wanted our team to outplay him. I wanted our team to outplay them like they did in these practices. I want to hear Kayvon Wallace talking shit to Cam Newton like he was Mr. Checkdown. When Kayvon Wallace is the one that had the fucking missed coverage on that first or second drive, allowing an easy goddamn touchdown. I don't want to see Joe Flacco out there fumbling the goddamn ball in the first freaking series, allowing them short field for a fucking touchdown, and our defense, even with depth, showing no heart. We got completely outcoached, outplayed, and outmanned.
Absolutely.
And it's preseason, and I'm not trying to over-exaggerate or buy too much into it.
Yeah.
I do feel that this team has potential, but realistically, This team is a 6-7 win football team at best right now from what they have shown the last 2 weeks as they prepare for the season. And next week, I don't care if it's the last fucking preseason game. I better see some type of extended playing time from our fucking starters, and they better demolish the New York Football Jets.
Yo, you are tight. You are tight. So hold on. Do you think this game kind of brought everyone back down to earth? Because
I think it brought down. I think it. And granted, as a fan base and most of the fans, we know with this football team, we knew that we are not a good football team, especially in the lack of depth. And our numbers 2s and 3s going against their number 1s and number 2s for most of the game.
right.
I expected us to get a little. I kind of expected us to get a little bit outmanned and outplayed, but
Well, that's what happened.
35 to fucking nothing.
What did you?
These
expect?
are professional athletes. These are professional football players.
Yeah.
And for the New England Patriots, Mac Jones, fuck Cam Newton. He's your goddamn freaking. He's your future right there out there. 13-19 for 148 yards, a QB rating of 91. Granted, Cam in short time, he was
Right.
8-9, 103. And a touchdown for a QB rating of 151.4.
Mac
the
and
ru-
cheese, baby.
The run game got completely fucking gashed. 44 rushes for 207 yards for 4.7 yards a carry and 4 fucking rushing touchdowns. The only one that was kind of a bright spot was fucking Alex Singleton. And
Mhm.
he's a guy that a lot of people were not very high on going into this season.
He was everywhere.
He's been everywhere. He's
Yeah.
completely progressed
Yep.
over from last season, and he's a guy that has really come around
Yeah.
in these 2 preseason games. Right now, he's one of the bright spots on the defense, and I get it. Once again, there's no Brandon Graham,
Right.
no Javon Hargrave,
Right.
no Fletcher Cox. So our pass rush was kind of lacking, which is why they were able to have
I
that.
was gonna say that's why they had.
They had the
running game.
time and the run game. They're opening some holes, but
Yeah.
like I said, if one of these guys get hurt, can these guys step in and prove and fill that role? And right
Right.
now, the depth pieces that we have, at least on that front four,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be the strength of our defense.
I
We
agree.
kind of expected this rotation of these guys to come in here and be contributors, which some of them, they might not even make the team. Rashad Ridgeway, we don't know what's going to happen with him,
Right.
and a couple of these other pieces along that defensive line, but
Listen, you're absolutely right. We're an injury or 2 away from being worse than what we are now, which is not great. So, but listen, it's the first year under Nick Sirianni. Eventually, things will get better. But
we hope.
I think we need to temper ourselves as Eagles fans and realize, like, look, this team is a young team. It's a young coach. You're gonna have games like this. You're gonna have games like this during the season. I don't care what you say. Like, there's gonna be games where Nick Sirianni might win a game with his cunning coaching and whatnot, but there's going to be games like this where Nick Sirianni can lose a game for us, or Jalen Hurts can lose a game for us. We're young. This is going to be a regular thing at least for this year. I think, after all the practice stuff and everyone's like, oh, they're doing great. I think Eagles fans, we went manic. We're like, we're playoff bound. We're this, we're that. And the facts are, we're a young team. You're going to see this way more than this. Is not going to be the first or last time we see something like that. Trust me. What do you think, Jeff? I know you're tight. Look, his face is red.
My face is naturally red. But look, I get that. I expect this team to go through some growing pains.
Right.
But as a fan and someone that wants success, and that's what this fan base wants. We are not a fan base that is willing to wait around for this team to turn the corner.
Well, give him a year.
I get that. I get that. Give him a year. But look, people were expecting Jalen Hurts out there last night, and
Right.
granted, we don't know if the reports are true,
He had the bubble guts,
or
son.
if they were. Or if they were faking, or just an excuse not to put him out there. I don't know.
That's a lot of fucking shit to do to just not put him out there, though. See,
It is.
This is why I get mad at fucking media members sometimes. Because look, what if the guy was just sick, man? Like, knock it off. Like, if Nick Sirianni wasn't going to start him, he would have just not started him. You know what I'm saying?
But and it's preseason. If this was a more meaningful football game, I feel they would have fought him through it.
Right.
Especially after seeing what you have with Joe Flacco. And Nick Mullins, and that's concerning me, because if Jalen Hurts goes down, I don't have faith in Joe Flacco or Nick Mullins to really come in here and pull a Nick Foles for us and lead us to maybe a playoff berth. But I'm not trying to go that far. Hey, maybe they might give Nick Foles a little bit of a call. But
no, stop.
happening.
Nick Foles will never come back to Philly. When he retires, he'll come back to Philly. But other than that,
When he retires,
he'll be a coach or something stupid. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Nick Foles ain't coming back to Philly. And why would you even want him here? Let's let the past be the past. Let's move forward with Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco, the 50-year-old quarterback who dinks and dunks his way through a miserable 35-0 game.
And that's the thing. Teams know what you have with Joe Flacco. There's so much game tape of Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
You're able as a defense to adjust on the fly for that type of game plan. Yeah. Play up to the line of scrimmage because you know Joe Flacco, he's not going to be able to beat you deep. He's not going to be able to beat you down the field. The only reason he got that touchdown
in the Super Bowl?
No, last week. Was because of freaking Quez Watkins with the bubble screen and getting that yards after the catch. It wasn't like it was a deep, accurate pass down the football field.
You're right.
His arm is shot. And that's concerning for management. Is this really the best we can get behind Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Because what happens if we decide to trade Jalen Hurts all of a sudden? What happens if we want to pull a Sam Bradford and trade him in the middle of the season or whatever? And so we had compensation for the following year to get a guy like Carson Wentz.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a dismal quarterback situation. But then again, look, who are we winning a Super Bowl this year? No. So
I don't
if
see
something like that happens. I think how we've seen is say that does happen. At that point, what you do is you play out the rest of the year. You get your draft pick. You get a high draft pick, obviously, if that's the case. And then you get your quarterback, and then at that point you start building that situation.
I don't care about that. I want the best players on my football team. I want the best guys that can come in here and deliver and perform for our football team.
Where are you going to get them from?
Because what happens?
Where are you going to get them from? Where are you going to get a backup quarterback now? Name one.
Not now. Right? I'm talking about the off season.
Okay, all right.
I'm talking about the off season when they decided to sign Nick Mullins and Joe Flacco.
Right.
Because what happens if this team is on a roll? What happens if Jalen Hurts
in the hunt?
Yeah, we're in the hunt. Jalen Hurts leads us on a winning streak or in the playoff hunt, and he gets hurt.
We're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fucked.
Granted, I understand in the NFL, if your starter goes down, you're fucked. You're not coming back from that. Most teams in the NFL do not have more than one quality starter on their roster, and I understand that, especially for the amount of money that backups get paid. But the thing is, we still don't know what we have with Jalen Hurts. We don't know if he's going to be this franchise quarterback. We don't know if he's going to be this superstar. Right. We don't know if he's gonna turn heads and lead this team on a deep playoff run. We don't know that. So why don't you bring in a better quality veteran than what you have right now in the offseason to complement Jalen Hurts? And the only reason why they didn't do it, because they did not want to start a quarterback they don't want to start a quarterback controversy.
That's all we do in Philly, though.
Exactly. What the fuck does it matter?
We're fucking good at.
And I think they did not want that distraction. They did not want, in Nick Sirianni's first year, to have drama in the locker room and outside the locker room with the fan base, with management. Because that's all we saw last year.
I don't blame them for that.
Which I don't fucking care.
You learn from your mistakes.
Winners.
Yeah,
I want winners.
I know you want winners, but you got to have chemistry. You got to have. He turned this shit down. Listen, I don't blame management for not doing that, at least this year. You know what I'm saying? Because look, like we always say, this is not a year of determining how good this team is by wins and losses. It's about progression and seeing what these young guys can do. So, look, we're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. So,
you don't know.
You know what? There is no fucking way, bro.
There isn't, but you never know.
He said there
isn't. Never know.
Nah, dude, there's no fucking way.
No one expected this team to go on the Super Bowl run that they did in the second year of Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. That was a team that a lot of people had high hopes for, and they felt there was a lot of pieces that were missing, and that they felt that. Why are they going after an aging wide receiver like Torrey Smith?
Right.
Why are they bringing Jay Ajayi, a guy that's been run down with the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah.
Why are they signing whoever the fuck they got on the defense side of football?
Right.
It all worked out. You can never say never.
Howie worked that out. Howie, you worked that out. That's facts. You all right? You okay there? You all right there, buddy?
Something about this fucking basement.
We're broadcasting live from Jeff's basement, by the way, not my basement. But yeah, look, why would you want that distraction? Look, they're literally giving Jalen Hurts the opportunity to become quarterback one.
They're giving him the opportunity, but
right. That's it. That's all they're giving him is the opportunity. They didn't label him quarterback one, but they're not gonna throw anything in there that make him feel. And mind you, I don't think they would, because I feel like this kid's a fighter. But you don't do that this year. This is not a year to add at quarterback depth. Like, we're not going to win anything anyways. And if Jalen does go down, or say he stinks up the joint, look, we have more draft capital. So bringing in a Flacco, it's not a bad idea. I don't disagree with that. I disagree with you can't do that this year. Not this year. And plus, you got to pay for the guy. Like, better players cost more money.
I'm pretty sure Joe Flacco still got a decent contract.
And they gave him a fucking cheeseburger and was like, "Yo, you have an opportunity."
1 year, $1.5 million. So
yeah, that's not nothing.
Not too much. Signing bonus of a little bit over $500,000. So yeah, he didn't get paid that much, especially for a team in the dire cap situation. But I don't know, because with the lack of playing time that we saw from Jalen Hurts last season, from the lack of reps he's getting in preseason this year, it puts you as an Eagles fan a little bit uneasy. After last week, I was a little bit off. I was a little off ease because I was willing. I kind of like, okay, we're turning the corner. Let's build upon what we saw in week 1 and week 2. And then we see this debacle with half our starters not even fucking playing. And now they're basically obligated to play their starters, in my opinion, a significant amount of playing time next week against the New York Jets, which is typically.
Wait, why are they obligated to playing them?
Because that's the final fucking game before the start of the season. You're going to go 14, 15 days without seeing your starters?
Why would they be obligated? They were obligated to start Hurts the last game.
Well, he got fucking sick.
He got diarrhea, man.
Yeah, he got sick.
Who wants to get tackled and shit their pants, man? I would have done the same thing. Send my ass to the hospital. They're not obligated to do shit.
Fuck that.
I'm telling you.
From a coach's standpoint, you need to play your starters. You need to knock off some of that rust. Because, yeah, practice is one thing, but game time situations are completely different. You need to know you need to know if these guys can tackle. Can they go against coverage against other opposing teams' offenses and their game plans? You need to know what you have on both sides of the football. So I'm not saying as much as in previous years where you normally play at least a half or 3 quarters.
But at least a series.
More than that. They need at least probably close to the first half, in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
unless they're blowing them out. If they on 2 or 3 on the first 2 or 3 drives, if they get points, fucking take them out then. Okay, I've seen enough.
Sorry.
They're able to move the football. They're able to put points on the board.
Right.
I'm a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more understanding with them taking them out.
You started the show saying that the biggest problem we have is lack of depth, right?
Yeah.
So you're almost contradicting what you're saying by saying, well, we have a shitty fucking backup, we have shitty 2s and 3s, but then you're going to put your 1s at risk during the preseason game. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense to put those guys through.
Fine. Bench them fucking next week. Week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons.
Which you will be in Atlanta.
Which I'll be at in Atlanta on the road. Week 1 for a fucking offense that has made me to play a total of 10, 12 snaps together in the fucking preseason besides practice. We are going to get fucking destroyed.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. This is the year to get destroyed, though, man.
I don't fucking know. This is not the year to get destroyed.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I'm okay losing games.
Right.
I want competitive matchups. I want competitive scores. I want to see progression and improvement from our coach, from our quarterback, from our offense, from our defense. I want to see improvement. I want to see where this team is going past next year. We don't
on the first game.
No.
Here, I'll control the board for you. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
You may seem like the whole season.
No, what I'm saying is, like, look, man, this it's gonna happen, man. This is the year that, look, it's the first year. Let this shit play out the way it's playing out. And you know what? Rest your starters. It's a preseason game. Do what you do with the joint practices. And if that's the case, we shouldn't be angry over coach decisions of resting these players. I think Jalen Hurts was sick. There's no question. Otherwise, he would have just been on the sidelines resting with the rest of the starters. You can't. You listen. You're paying these guys millions of dollars, and not only just millions of dollars, but now you have your quarterback who literally is make or break. Like, if he goes down, there's the season is shot. We've seen what happens with Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if they do not play their starters next week, at least for some type of playing time,
right.
and they go into week 1 and cannot move the football, cannot put up points,
Oh, yeah.
we are going to remember this.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to remember that they did not get the reps in game time situations and game
Agreed.
time action,
Agreed.
and that they need to find a way to knock off that rust and get in some type of groove, especially now that you have your full offense back in the fold. You have Devontae Smith back.
Right.
You have Jalen Reagor. You have Quez Watkins.
Right.
You have an healthy offensive line. Miles Sanders, who has the chance to be an elite NFL running back in the National Football League. We have the pieces in place,
Right.
and I'm a firm believer that a team, if they build confidence and get in some type of groove
Right.
and build that chemistry, it can take your team a long way. And
All
you're
right.
not going to be able to do that unless you're out there performing and getting those live game reps. Practice is one thing,
Practice.
but like Iverson says, we're talking about practice.
Practice.
It only can do so much.
Yo, I'm glad the enthusiasm and the fucking drive is there for Jeffrey. You almost fucking popped a blood vessel. You like that shit, yo. Listen, I think we're just putting too much stock in it. Let's simmer down. Let's step back.
Look,
Relax.
I'm not saying we're going 0-17, but
No.
you still
that sounds weird.
yeah, it's not 0-6
that
anymore. It's
sounds-
0-17.
Yeah, that sounds weird. Go ahead.
But we still need this, like I said, we still need to see this team make some strides forward, especially with the new head coach and a lot of uncertainty, a team that's still finding their identity and heading to the start of the season,
Yeah.
especially against an Atlanta Falcons team that, look, they were a bad football team themselves last year. Granted, I feel they're more equipped and they're a little bit better than us right now on paper.
Yeah.
Especially offensively. Even though they lost Julio Jones, they still have Calvin Ridley. They added Kyle Pitts, who a lot of Eagles fans wanted here in Philadelphia. So
Facts.
there's going to be two major offensive threats going up against our defense. It's going to be difficult to stop. They still have Matt Ryan, former NFL MVP.
Yep.
Granted, he's not the same player he once was, but
Yeah.
they're still a quality football team, and their defense is a little bit questionable, but it's going to be a tough matchup, especially a tough atmosphere on the road for Jalen Hurts' first start in the new regime of Nick Sirianni, and as the official starter of 2021. It's going to be a loud, raucous atmosphere for a new quarterback and for a new offense that has not had a lot of playing time together.
I agree. I totally 100% agree with you. Hey, what jersey you wearing to the game?
Fuck if I know. Dude, it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks away. It's a trip to Atlanta, man. Better go down there with a classic, like a 20.
Thing is, I only have throwbacks. I really don't have anyone that's currently on the roster.
You gotta go.
Besides that, I think I still have a Fletcher Cox jersey, so maybe I'll go with him. But
sounds good.
But look, quick show. Eagles sucked last night. Let's hope they hope they can improve in next week against the Jets at the starters play, because it's the final dress rehearsal before the start of the regular season, whether we like it or not. And we need to know what we have with this football team. So, Peanut, any final thoughts before we get the hell out of here?
Yeah, it's preseason. Simmer down, y'all.
No,
that's all.
Not at all.
Jeffrey, what's your final thoughts?
I need to learn to relax. And I need some blood pressure meds after this.
Yeah, right? Oh, shit.
But again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Quick, short show. Not a lot to really dive into. There's a couple cuts. Like I said, the key notable name, they got rid of Kerryon Johnson. Eagles got blown out 35-0 against New England Patriots, and no one really played. Jalen Hurts was out. They pulled most of their starters or didn't play most of their starters after the first couple of series. So not really a lot to dive into. And the guys behind them, they fucking suck. So we kind of fucking knew that. But again, thank you for everyone for tuning in for another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, hitting that follow button. Leave us a review. Give us 5 stars. Tell us what you think of the show. What you think of all about the Birds Network as a whole as well. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We would like to thank our key sponsor here on the Birds, Beers, and BS show, Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. They are located off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown. They're open Monday through Saturday, serving you their delicious Italian cuisine that includes pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. You can check out their daily and game day specials today. Available for pickup or delivery. You can order today by calling 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Again, 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Also, make sure to check out our AATBirds shop. for all our Birds, Beers, and BS and all our other show gear on the All About the Birds Network. Peanut's rocking our Welcome to the Shit Show shirt. So make sure we have shirts, we have hats, we have koozies, we have masks, plenty of great products on our All About the Birds shop. So make sure to check that out as always. We'd like to thank our friends at Statement Games. Statement Games, check them out for a fun new way to fantasy sports and entertainment. You can win gift cards and prizes. And again, it's free to sign up. Sign up today. The link for our referral link is in the biography of this show in the description. So look for Statement Games, click the link. It is free to sign up. A lot of great games, especially with football coming up, baseball season almost done. So a lot of great stuff to do there with statementgames.com.
Yes, sir.
Also, check out our friends at Odds Jam. Odds Jam is the #1 software platform for sportsbook bandits. Their software shows you how to make a risk-free cash off FanDuel, DraftKings, and other books with their Arbitrage Calculator. You'll never lose a bet again. So sign up today at oddsjam.com. That referral link is also in the biography of this episode. So make sure to check them out. And also, again, thank you to our sponsors at 99 Jerseys, 99jerseys.com. Get 20% off your next order by using discount code AATBirds20. Check out their wide selection of quality kick-ass jerseys of your favorite sports movie characters and throwback jerseys of some of your favorite sports stars. Again, order today at 99jerseys.com and save 20% off by using discount code AATBirds. Again, visit our website, AATBirds.com. To keep you up to date on all the latest going on in the Philadelphia sports and more. You can check out how you can bet $20 and win $100 regardless of your bet or outcome. It's up on the top. Make sure to click that. Tons of great betting odds for you to win some great money there on AATBirds.com. And again, check out our social medias. Follow, like, subscribe, share All About the Birds social media platforms for the greatest and latest content on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. If you missed any of our shows on All About the Birds, you can catch any of our content on our YouTube page and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasting networks.
Yes.
So, as we say here, it was another great show. We'll be back next week, hopefully talking a better outcome and a little bit more positive notes from the Eagles-Jets game here on Birds, Beards, and BS. So, Peanut, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Make sure to leave those comments. Tell us what you think of the program. Have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. We always appreciate everyone's conversation and fan interaction. So,
absolutely.
Thank you again. We'll get out of here, as we say on here on Birds, Beers, and BS.
Drink them if you got 'em, motherfuckers.
Attention, listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds. Ready for an out-of-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped that has just taken off in not only the USA, but Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. First, scheduled for liftoff, new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your body, balls, butt, and even Uranus. This 4th generation trimmer also features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch, can engage a travel lock, and is even waterproof. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4000K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout your travels across the universe. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having a little astronaut to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. Don't forget to use Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and their Crop Reviver to help your little planets be on their A-game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort hairy balls and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. For a clean trinity and beyond, your Spaceballs will thank you.